Okay, what time is it? Oh, it's still morning here in California. And it is Christmas Eve, day before Christmas. I don't know officially when Christmas Eve starts. Must be like 6 o'clock evening before Christmas. But today I'm going to take a look at lesson number 345, and I offer only miracles today, for I would have them be returned to me. And there, if you could begin to just even feel, if you can, again, as I was saying in the video recently, just because you have seen the words on these pages before, in other books or in dictionaries, bringing that understanding to the practice each day is the opposite of what we're being asked to do, okay? Because quite frankly, while the words have meaning within the lexicon of human existence, they begin to take on another meaning and another effect when we get what Jesus is trying to have us understand about ourselves, and when we begin to be able to listen and feel the activity of spirit enlighten our minds and heart, so we begin to free ourselves from the debris of fear and guilt that keeps us from being in contact with our soul's purpose, even here within space and time. And what this is going to say is, Father, a miracle reflects your gifts to me, your son. Even here, it takes a form which can be recognized and seen to work. Okay, I want to say this. In a certain regard, we can look at miracles as merely a new way of seeing, a vision, a way of looking upon the world, wherein which the vision that comes to us when we free our mind from worldly concerns, not because we don't want to deal with them, we don't want to be responsible, but because the way in which we have been being or attempting to be responsible has not given us the result we have thought responsibility can give us. And right there we can begin to see there must be a new way of understanding what we've been trying to do. Because it's not that being the way we've been trying to be responsible is wrong, it's what we've been responsible to that has been the problem. And now miracles can be looked at as a way in which a mind that has been utilizing forgiveness and is forgiving opens to the light that is beyond even the words that can be recognized and yet is within us all, opens to that light, and in the new vision that it receives, remember, our spiritual eye, okay, is the mechanism of miracles and vision, okay? Now, when our spiritual eye becomes active, and the purpose of the soul, which is what keeps us in the unity of creation with our brothers in God, eternally and infinitely, okay? When your mind is free enough to no longer think that you're trapped in a body of space and time, and you begin to understand the malleable nature of the world of space and time in the world that we seem to occupy as a projection, what begins to happen is the miracle becomes a way of seeing wherein which the vision that you've afforded yourself in the practice of allowing yourself to join with the Holy Spirit begins to be integrated into your mundane existence here so that even your eyes here begin to be aligned with the vision that you're receiving from within, the contact that you're making with the truth of who you are as a soul and the spirit of the oneness that you've carried with you that has been putting the pressure on your system here to integrate the light that you have always been and cannot be integrated without joining with the totality of the light that you are, which includes all your brothers here as well as your brothers in reality. So even it takes a form here which can be recognized as seen to work when your eyes have been trained to see, as Jesus said 2,000 years ago, let he who has eyes see and ears hear. Okay? Because even here, you will begin to reflect what you're hearing within. It's as above, so below, as within, so without. That's the simplicity. That was the first teaching I was ever given. Miracles I give are given back in just the form I need to help me with the problems I perceive. Okay? We perceive problems, and if we don't solve them within the realm of the thinking of how we've dealt with things in the past or how the world has dealt with things in the past, the future wherein which the desired solution would be enacted when we discover it in our mind, okay, becomes available for the light to enter in, okay, and since there's only one problem that's been made manifest in a world of a complicated fragmentation, when your mind solves that problem through unification with the oneness of who you are in reality of the Holy Spirit, some portion of the illusion must be affected by that, because the illusion is made of the mistaken perception that is getting corrected in the miraculous nature of the action that's taking place in you. That's why it must affect the form. Forget the form as being what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. Always free your mind from your own thinking and allow the thoughts of the Christ mind that Jesus now holds in him and communicates to you from the Christ mind that are useful within your sojourn for your salvation and the salvation of the world that you've been given, okay, becomes active in you, and this is what happens. Father in heaven is different, there are no needs, but here on earth, the miracle is closer to your gift than any other gift which I can give. Then let me give this alone today, which, born of true forgiveness, lights the way that I must travel to remember you. Okay, remember. Now I'm going to go back to what we've been learning. You will never be asked to give something you do not have. But you will be asked to give because giving is your nature. And the ego gives to get. So the institution of the giving will come either from an inspiration to give for no reason, or from the universe presenting you with a situation wherein your ability to give for no reason is presented to you, and you can remember your purpose in that instant and enact it and allow freedom to be distributed as a miracle that solves problems. So this is what I'm saying. Now the ego will always tell you, oh, you're going to be asked to give something you don't have, and if you're asked to give something you do have, that means you will no longer have it. That's the thinking that the ego fosters, and that thinking is applied to anything within your mind that it can attach onto that would bring you fear and guilt within the enactment, so that you can cower rather than open your mind and ask for a solution. Because everyone can learn to be miraculous in their mind, and I guarantee you, everyone somewhere in their existence, right here, right now, has been miraculous in their mind haphazardly, witnessed miracles, and then shut down because they couldn't understand it. Okay? Everyone has experienced light at some moment. Your response to the light is always based on your relationship to the light in You're in the nature of the fulfillment of your own function within the awakening of you to the recognition of the oneness of the Father and the Son within the kingdom. Peace to all seeking hearts today. Okay, seek you must, but you can likewise take rest and allow that which you have been seeking to catch up to you, because the ego's dictates that, generally speaking, are adapted by even spiritual seekers merely produce an identity with no tangible results within to free yourself from the need to seek, because you do find. Because finding is quite possible when you look utilizing eyes that can see and have been trained in regard to the nature of their own reality and the unreality of the world, even conceptually. Because even to be able to accept that conceptually, or even to be able to read it and deny it conceptually, takes the ability for you to have been raised up at some moment sufficiently to be able to approach the ultimate purpose and final purpose in the finality of the ability for you to accomplish the final purpose, which would be salvation from the necessity to have to repeat space and time at all. Peace to all seeking hearts today. Peace, the Christ is being born in you right here, right now. And in several hours, if you do take rest, I assure you that if you take rest, okay. This is coming from way beyond my pay grade. I guarantee you that in these final hours of Christmas Eve, if you take rest within my recognition of the joy of the experience I'm having in being me, because of the nature of the contact I have with my Creator and with all my brothers, if you just trust me with this evening, take rest and know it's all being done unto you. The Christ being born in you right now will begin to be made manifest in you in the morning, because the rest that you take in an instant of your willingness to let it be complete in you, simply because you've been asked by two brothers here today, you will begin to experience the stirring of the birth of the Christ, and you'll see why he was born in a manger, because the world is not his home, is not his kingdom. But you being the kingdom, he can be born in you safely and rest secured in the nature of your own accomplishment of salvation. Okay? The light has come to offer miracles to bless the tired world. It will find rest today, for we will offer what we have received. Eventually, you look on the world as I do, and everything is miraculous, because it must have been miraculous. The idea that you could be dreaming is the recognition that you were created whole and perfect and awake within the kingdom. And when that begins to peek through in your own mind as a constant recognition of who you are, the joy that you experience, even in the nature of what we previously called suffering, is all a reminder of who you've been created to be, because you wouldn't be able to feel anything had you not been created, and you would certainly never have been able to make the mistake of thinking you were a body born here to die. Okay? Let the rest you take be the recognition that you are not a body born here to die, but the Christ is being born to you, and you, in your new birth, will live in the resurrection that has already been accomplished, and together we will do things. There will be a time of miracles. because the miracle will be the only thing. We don't want our brothers to suffer. Quite frankly, you don't want your brothers to suffer. I don't want to suffer. Nobody wants anybody to suffer. We've never been able to accomplish that in the past because we've been at war to try to prevent suffering. It doesn't make any sense. So now what we can do is remain miracle-minded by utilizing these principles to keep open our mind in a space where light can enter in so that we're constantly receptive to be able to receive the miracle in situations where it's available and efficacious for everything that's involved at those moments, at those crossroads of space and time, where there's enough lack of resistance to allow the light to get in through you so as to change the nature of what's occurring and speed up the entirety of the karma of the species and bringing an end to the necessity to do this at all. It will find rest today, for we will offer what we've received. We made the world. We could not have received it, but we could receive the light and love of who we are within to our own recognition, back into our awareness, and even within the consciousness of separation, begin to act miraculously because we don't know how to solve the problem. Okay? Let's put it this way. We never knew how to solve the problem in the past. We don't want a future that's like that. So in that space, the solution that we do know will work is a miracle. It's a thought or a dream, not of our making, but not of our willingness to participate in allowing the manifestation to come through, in which we join with its source, because we have always been one with this source and experience joy by allowing our brothers a place of rest here in this Christmas Eve with us. So I'll see you. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your presents and enjoy the presence. If you can enjoy the presence that is always with you, because you freed your mind sufficiently to recognize the miraculous nature of what's occurring to you, you can sit quietly in a condition of happiness in any situation, and in the anonymity of your own, old man used to call it, of your own upper room in your own chapel. You could watch the miracle occur. And then, as it says, the miracle always works. It's always maximal. If someone is not able to receive it in the moment, at some moment when they take rest, it'll be waiting there. And you'll know in your heart that you've done your job, because you will not have resisted. You will have not resisted existence here in space and time, but learn to utilize the time and space that we have been given for a purpose that is not of this world, but can be recognized in our fulfillment and joy as we live a life of meaning where there was previously meaninglessness. Merry Christmas.